Today, we're going to try and guess the best of British comedy shows. So here's your first one. And that's The Royal Family. I'm sure you've all seen that one. And this one is a classic. That's Only Fools and Horses. So on to his next one. And that's Ricky Gervais, as I'm quite sure you all know. And that's The Office. And moving on, one that I've never actually watched. That's I'm Alan Partridge. I'm sure it's quite good. And there's one from the 80s. And that's not the 9 o'clock news. That was quite good. And so was this as well. And I think it ran for about 3 or 4 seasons. That's Blackadder. I'm sure everyone knows this one. That's Phoenix Nights. Another hysterical British comedy from back in the day. And that's The Young Ones. I'm sure you've all seen that at some point. Not really my cup of tea, but I'm sure there's a lot of fans of this show out there. And that's Father Ted. This one, I haven't got a clue. But maybe you do. That's Brass Eye. More vintage comedy. And that one's Porridge. Another show I didn't really watch, but it was very popular, and that's Open All Hours. These two were real characters. And that's Alas, Smith and Jones. Don't think anybody won't know these two. That's French and Saunders. This is yet another show that I never really got into. And that's a bit of Fry and Laurie. Another really old one, but full of such funny characters. That's Last of the Summer Wine. Now we're getting round to those shows that I'm pretty sure you all know. And that one's Rising Damp. This is another one that must have slipped through net. I know it's Simon Pegg, but I never saw this. And that's Spaced. And your next one today is the Mrs. Merton Show. Definitely one of the funniest shows from back in the day. And that's Steptoe and Son. They even made a couple of movies. I think in this show there was more characters than I've seen in any other, done by one person, and that's the Kenny Everett television show. And that one is the Lenny Henry Show. This was very creepy, I must admit, but kinda addictive at the same time. And that's Spitting Image, and I think they've rebooted that since. This one I don't know, but I can see Kate Bush at the bottom. That's the Comic Strip Presents. I should have known that one. And another unmistakable character of comedy. And that's the Dame Edna Experience. Pretty sure you all know this one. That some mothers do have them. But what about this one? Keeping up appearances. Lots and lots of amazing classic comedies on this list. That's One Foot in the Grave. And of course, your British comedy list would not be complete without this one. That's Dad's Army. And another one featuring Dawn French. I'm sure you've seen it. That's The Vicar of Dibley. This is one that I've definitely never watched. That's Dinner Ladies. This is a timeless classic, I must admit, starring June Whitfield and Terry Scott, and that's Terry and June. And we're following that one with To the Manor Born. There's probably not a person on earth that doesn't recognise that character. That's Till Death Do Us Part. And that one's Butterflies. I remember the car parking problem that they used to have. Never seen this show either. I'm sure it's really good. That's Miranda. And definitely a bunch of unmistakable characters in this one. That's Our Feed the Same Pet. I did see this once or twice, but I never really stuck with it. That's Brushstrokes. And this was very popular as well. Sure you know it. It's Heidi High. This one went on for quite a lot of seasons, and it was quite amusing as well. That's Outnumbered. And if you enjoyed that quiz and you'd like to see more, please hit that subscribe button and press that notification bell, and I'll see you real soon.